Good morning, friends. I would really love a coffee. I'm gonna put a wee bit of makeup on first though, because this face is not ready to face the world. I actually don't wear makeup most days, but I do when I film. So you can see my eyes better, because that's how makeup's supposed to work on camera, right? I don't know. Today, I'm going to the gym. Got a little lower body workout to do. Gonna show you everything that I eat while I'm in my calorie deficit. That's fun. And speaking of calorie deficit, I kind of wanted to chat through like my experience last couple months in tracking macros and how it has changed, or how it has called certain things to my attention with my relationship with food. Because if you've been following me for more than a couple months, like before I started this journey, you'll know that I was basically intuitively eating for the last couple of years, with like a little bit of breaks here and there to do some experimenting with videos and to attempt a cut that just did not go according to plan. But like, it's been a long time since I've intentionally tracked for such a long time. And it's been interesting getting back into it, because I used to track on and off quite a bit. Never like in a weird obsessive restrictive way, but just like when I first got into lifting, I was super excited to be like building muscle and just learning about nutrition and all that. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I was just tracking calories just to, I guess, see what I was eating, vaguely keep track. I don't know. So like, tracking calories is by no means new to me. I get a lot of questions all the time when I mention tracking from people who are like, oh, but isn't that like super restrictive? How do you not get obsessive? Like, how are you not feeling insanely restricted? You just want to binge on everything. So I kind of want to address that. I feel like this doesn't even look like it made that much of a difference, but it's fine. Let's go have a coffee. I want a coffee. Coffee is good. But first, before coffee, I want to take some of the supplements that I take on an empty stomach, one of which being my seed probiotic. How cute is this? Like, it comes in an actual, you get like a jar to put it in, but they send you a little travel container so that it can easily fit in your travel stuff. You just think of everything. It's adorable. I love it. So Seed has actually been my go-to probiotic for like the last year or two, and I started taking it consistently again when I got some like weird digestive issues when I started my cut, probably because I like massively switched my whole diet over to be eating more carbs, and my body was just like, what? Excuse me? Where are all these carbs? What do we do with that? And so my digestion was like, we're just gonna make you really bloated all the time. And I was like, hey, gotta get back into the routine of like taking a regular probiotic to like help my gut figure itself out. So I immediately restocked on my Seed and have been taking this consistently, and I have noticed the biggest difference in my bloating and digestion since taking this regularly. If you're looking for a really good quality probiotic that's like actually gonna do the things that it says that it does, I highly recommend checking out Seed. It's been developed for more than just digestive health also. It's the first in a pipeline of clinically studied next generation products that's designed to have full systemic benefits for the whole body. So while it can support ease of bloating, healthy regularity, which is the things that I've been taking it for, it can also support heart health, it can support clear skin, and a whole host of other things. One of the things I love about Seed is it's a 24 strain probiotic and prebiotic, and it uses capsule technology to protect the probiotic. The outer capsule is the prebiotic and the inside capsule is the probiotic, and the capsule in capsule technology protects the probiotic from stomach acid, digestive enzymes, bile salts, all the things that break things down and would otherwise render the probiotics basically inert. Because probiotics are live bacteria. If you kill them all before they get to your gut, which is where they need to go to do the good things for you, then it's basically useless. And here's the thing. So many probiotics are like, oh, we're kept in the fridge. That makes us even better. If your probiotic can't survive outside of a fridge, what makes you think it's gonna survive the insane environment of your stomach? A little food for thought there. As you guys know, I am personally invested deeply in my gut health, my stomach health, just overall health of things. I research the heck out of any supplement that I take to make sure it is like top quality. If it's something I put in my body, you know I have vetted the heck out of it. And after researching the heck out of this and taking Seed's Daily Symbiotic myself, I can confidently say it is the best on the market, and it has definitely changed my life. Like, the bloating that I was getting before was just not fun, and it is much better now. And there's a noticeable difference if I forget to take my symbiotic for a few days. And if I get back on track with it, it's like everything it flows a lot better, you know. If you do want to check it out, you can get 15% off of your first month's supply of Seeds Daily Symbiotic with the code FitAndNerdy. I will leave the link in the description for you to check it out. Highly recommend. Go give a little click. Do your research on probiotics. You'll come to the same conclusion. Well, my coffee is coffeeing. I'm gonna start making some breakfast. Just gonna have some oatmeal. I am at my parents' house, so I'm just scavenging for things that they have available, and oatmeal is indeed available. Although I'm using literally the last of my mom's oats, don't tell her. Shh. But I found half a banana, so I mashed that up. Gonna do a full cup of oats, throw in a little bit of SIGMATIC protein powder. I used half of this packet yesterday. I'm just gonna use half of it in my oatmeal again today. A little bit of cacao because we don't want just peanut butter oatmeal. We want chocolate peanut butter oatmeal. Gonna throw in a smidge of maca because why not? I think that'll be breakfast.
Maybe I'll have some chicken.
I don't know.
Oatmeal time.
I'm excited. Also, do we not just love this mug? One of my friends in college gave it to me, and it's so cute. Good morning reminder of the power of positivity. I'm gonna throw in a little bit of honey. This is how I track my honey. For anyone who's curious, throw it on the scale. Zero the scale. Oh, that's not zeroed. Thank you. Do a little weigh again. 6 grams. I want about 11 because that's half a tablespoon. 13, close enough. And I think that's all I want in my coffee today. A little bit of honey. And while my coffee is cooling, time to add the protein powder and the cacao powder. Doing about a tablespoon of that. And this much of the maca powder. So like, not a whole lot. And as for tracking this, just to get into that conversation first thing in the morning, this is basically exactly the same thing that I had yesterday. I didn't have the maca in it yesterday, but everything else is exactly the same. So as far as tracking being time consuming, feeling obsessive, etc., it's super easy for me to just add this in because I can literally just copy it over from yesterday, add the maca, and I'm good to go. And that's all the thinking that I have to do about tracking. Tracking feels a lot easier when you're only trying to be a 2-star chef, not a 5-star chef. 2 stars. Delicious though. Honestly, chocolate, peanut butter, anything just makes me so happy. All right, it's been a smidge longer than anticipated since I had breakfast. I need to go to the gym, but since it's been like 3 hours since I've eaten, I definitely need to have like a little something, get some fuel in the tank. I have one lower body day in my program that I don't dread it, but it's like, I know it's gonna take a lot because it starts with deadlifts and then Bulgarian split squats. It's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be a great time. It's gonna be great. It's fine. It's gonna be great. But definitely need some fuel. So I'm gonna get some protein, get some carbs, and then we'll be ready to go. So I'm at my parents' house in San Diego because Father's Day. And for Father's Day, we did like a little barbecue thing where the whole fam got together and cooked some of my dad's favorite foods. So I just have leftovers from that. Some barbecue chicken, some little roasted potatoes, and then this delicious mango salad, mango coleslaw, mango with cabbage slaw and lime juice combo. This is gonna be lunch, just leftovers, some protein from the chicken, some nice complex and simple carbs from the potatoes and the mango coleslaw salad-y thing, and a whole lot of deliciousness. This is another good example of how I haven't let tracking macros turn obsessive for me, and that's clearly I didn't weigh or measure any of this because I cooked it the other night. Like, it's already cooked, it's kind of hard to weigh accurately. The chicken, I'm obviously eyeballing. No idea how much barbecue sauce is actually on like this specific piece of chicken that I have. So I'm just estimating the best I can. Because because here's the thing. Once you understand that it's literally impossible to track macros completely accurately, even if you are weighing, tracking, and measuring every single little thing, because different foods metabolize in the body in different ways. Studies have shown that like different people can absorb different amounts of nutrients and calories from different foods, and even within food there's food to food variation. Like an avocado that's slightly more dehydrated is going to have a different micro and macronutrient composition than an avocado that's like more full of water, because the water is going to dilute the calories and nutrients a little bit, and so they might weigh the same, but you're gonna have more calories, more micronutrients in the one that has less water in it. So like you literally can never be super precise, so stressing out about having to estimate and having to be less precise is useless, because you're not gonna be precise anyway. It's been really interesting tracking macros again. Sorry, I'm just gonna put my hair up real quick while I talk to you guys, because I'm watching my relationship with it change and evolve kind of as I'm doing different things and using it as a different tool. Because when I first started, as you guys know, I was using it just to eat at maintenance and eat higher carb. And because I was at maintenance, it was really easy to not feel restricted, because I was eating literally as much as my body needed to maintain weight. Like I was not hungry in any way, shape, or form. I was just using it to kind of set a baseline. And so my relationship with it was like super solid, like zero issues whatsoever. We were chilling. It honestly doesn't feel like it takes me a ton of extra time to like weigh and measure and track things, just because I have done it for so long, even though it's been a while since I've done it. But then my first couple days of being in a deficit, I felt that shift happen in my mindset, where I knew that I was restricting because I was in a calorie deficit. Like I knew logically that I was not giving my body as much as it needed to maintain weight. And so I kind of anticipated feeling hungry and feeling restricted, and as such for a couple days I felt a little bit restricted, and I was like, oh, we need to fix this if we're gonna keep doing this, because I am just going to drive myself insane if I let myself just like constantly feel restricted in a deficit. And so it took a couple days for me to figure out how to navigate this, but eventually I got to the point where like I'm chilling again. And this was mostly thanks to reminding myself that tracking is a tool. This isn't something I'm doing permanently. Like I'm not going to have to stick to these calories and macros forever. I'm just doing this temporarily. And because it's temporary, like anyone can do anything for like a short amount of time. And in telling myself that, I realized that I could totally do it for a short amount of time. And it really wasn't a big deal. And like logically in my brain, I know that my body is gonna be okay in a very small deficit. Like my coach knows what she's doing, and I just gave myself permission to trust the process rather than overthinking every little thing. And so within a couple days I was like back on track to just feeling good about tracking macros even in a deficit. But then in like the last week or so, I've faced a new challenge with tracking, and that is feeling a little bit hungry in a deficit. And I want to tell you guys all about this, but I gotta get to the gym. So I'm gonna go lift some heavy things first, and then we'll continue this discussion. So I think I've decided to not film this workout just because, like I said, it is an intense workout. I wanna keep my head in the game, and when I film my workouts, I have to, you know, keep moving the camera around, think about the people watching me, stress about them judging me, and all of that fun stuff. But I will link the playlist to all of my videos with workouts in them in the description. If you want a fun workout to follow, you can check those videos out. Just finished lifting all the heavy things. I picked them up, I put them down, as you do. Now it's time to get a little snack. So I ended up getting the superfood quinoa ensalada with avocado thingamajig. Quinoa, chicken, bunch of different veggies, lots of yummy things. I was gonna get something smaller so that I could have a big dinner, but honestly it's like kind of late already. So I'm thinking this is gonna be like dinner number 1, and then I'm gonna have a smaller dinner number 2 later. So I wanted something that was full of protein, lots of good micronutrients. This is like one of my absolute favorite things to order ever. It's from Mendocino Farms. If y'all have a Mendocino Farms, highly recommend. Absolutely love this. All right, so back to what I was saying before about feeling hungry while in a deficit and how that's affecting my relationship with tracking. Because it's one thing to like mentally know that you're technically restricting. It's another thing to feel the physiological effects of that and have those physiological effects be unpleasant. And I think it's this part of tracking that often messes up people's relationship with food through tracking, is that it's sometimes like if you use it incorrectly, it does force you to live in discomfort and pain, and so you associate that pain and discomfort with tracking macros and thus with food, and so it just kind of drives a poor relationship with food. So something that I've been working on is making sure that I am acknowledging that everything that I'm doing is my choice. Like, no one is making me track macros, no one is making me eat in a deficit. It is not tracking and the calorie deficit that's making me feel hungry. It is my choice to actively eat in a calorie deficit that is making me a little bit hungry. And just to clarify, it's not like I'm like super hungry all the time and I'm like starving myself. Like, I'm just like a little bit hungry between meals, but it's just enough to be like, oh, I'm kind of hungry. Like, I am aware that I'm in a calorie deficit because I can feel that my body just wants me to eat just like a smidge more. I think when a lot of people start tracking macros, they end up kind of misplacing responsibility for their choices on the path that they're following. They kind of throw themselves on this path, and then everything on the path is now the path's fault rather than their own decision. Here's the thing, you know, you're on the wagon, people fall off the wagon, but you're not on a wagon. There's not someone else driving this wagon down this path and forcing you to like hold on while you go over a bumpy road and maybe throwing you out of the wagon if it goes too fast or too whatever. You are driving the wagon. It is your choice to stop the wagon. It is your choice to turn back around. It is your choice to take a little break, repair the wagon, start going again. Putting yourself as a passenger in the wagon absolves you of any responsibility and ownership over your own decisions. It's inherently disempowering. Whereas if you put yourself in the driver's seat, that is empowering because you are in control of everything that you're doing. For dinner, I ended up getting some fish tacos, had some french fries and a kombucha. It was all very delicious, and I picked what fit in my macros off of the menu. That's how I ended up with the french fries. It wasn't like, oh my god, I want french fries, I'm gonna not hit my macros and eat these french fries. I put the tacos in and I was like, okay, I need more carbs and fats. And so I looked at the sides and the french fries were there and I was like, french fries sound amazing. So I got some. And that is gonna be all that I am eating for the day. No dessert tonight. Don't really feel like it, to be honest, which is weird for me, but you know, when you don't feel like dessert, you don't have to eat dessert, and that's okay. But kind of to summarize how my relationship with food and tracking has evolved, I think it's only gotten better because I've been put in more situations where I have to explore that relationship with food and with tracking, and in exploring that, I have to grow in a certain way. It's kind of like when my health disappeared, I was really forced to reevaluate my relationship with my body, dig deeper, and build an even stronger relationship with my body. It's kind of felt the same way with tracking, where if I do start to feel any sort of resistance cropping up, that gives me a chance to take a step back, look at why, and learn from that and implement a more positive mindset, as opposed to letting that resistance turn into resentment for what I'm doing. I feel like this whole thing was just like a very brief overview of kind of my perspective on my relationship with food and with tracking macros and all of that. So if you guys want me to go into any more detail on anything, or if you want me to kind of walk you through more like the step-by-step process to how to learn to have a better relationship with this stuff, let me know down in the comments below. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments below. While you're down there, make sure you check out the link to Seed and get 15% off your first month with the code FITAndNerdy. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. It really does support me and my channel. Really genuinely appreciate it. Please share this video with your friends, your family, and your neighbors. If you want to see more videos from me all about health and fitness, you can check them out over here. To see future videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the little notification bell so you get notified when I post a video, and I will see you very soon. Bye.